Good afternoon, StreamYard and YouTube fans. This is Philip Reynolds, and this episode is in response to Dave and Ron's one digital to dice podcast number 180, dealing with stats in that. And it was really strange that they did it because, as you just saw my last episode, I've just started keeping track of some stats for my Stone Cold Hockey. I know you can't see that. I'm gonna, so you can see what I'm talking about. But these are the overall stats for the Madison after 3 games so far, and I've just started keeping track of game stats for my Stone Cold Hockey, and that's the stats I keep for that's for game 3 there. As you see, these are goals and assists, uh, and then shots on goal and goals, penalties, the locker room checks, because as you know, I have a basic and an advanced system which I haven't gotten to yet, but I keep tabs on which ones I have, and then the MVPs for each game. I try to get 3 for each, but you're not always going to have 3. And the reason I say that is because there are some games that you're not going to even score any goals. There's some that you might only get 1 goal, and that. But I've been trying to keep some stats, and like Dave and Ron say, it just takes a while to compile. I probably crunched those game 3 stats in an hour, but even so, that's an hour. That's a long time, and the more stats you have, the more it's going to take. What Dave was saying with the APA hockey game, face-offs, who gets puck, that would drive me nuts. I couldn't do that, but some basic stats, yes. I've been toying with keeping some basic stats for my Dice United 2 as well. Basically, your assists, your goals, and your saves for the game. And So I've been toying with that. But the thing also becomes, to me, it's like, you've got like Strat and APA baseball and that, and there's all sorts of stats. But what kind of stats can you track, and what kind of stats can't you track? Because in baseball, it doesn't matter which engine you use. You're not getting a pitch by pitch count. Not even in inside. Doesn't matter where you go, inside pitch, APA, Strat. Any baseball game, History Maker Baseball, they don't give you a pitch by pitch count. They give you an at bat summary, but they don't give you a pitch by pitch count. Look at it this way. With Strat, you know that a guy strikes out, but was it 3 pitches? Full count type thing. You're not told that information with regards to your soccer. What about substitutions? That's something that you could track. you would think, but it's something that you kind of. I mean, it'd be nice to track who's used as a sub the most, but it's not really a big part of the Dice United, you know. Um, and another thing that came up when I was, and I this just happened last night. There were a couple times in Madison's uh, uh, power play situations where the where the puck was where it was blocked, but it wasn't blocked by the goalie. It says defensive person, uh, and then it becomes uh, which one? You know, you could actually roll for that. And I was looking at yeah, and the thing is Madison has 8, and you know. Indianapolis has like 11, so it's you'd have to roll for the blocked who blocked basically, and you'd only have certain ranges, and if it was below that, it would be the below that range. If it was in between, then you have to it would be a judgment call type thing. But you could do block shots with regards to hockey. That is something that's doable. Something I thought of. It's just doable. But what kind of stats can you uh, what kind of stats you record and which ones can't you record? I mean, with like boxing, I mean, there's total punches, but there's not a thing where it's like, oh, he used his right hand 15 out of the 20 times punches and type thing. He uses right hand 15 and his left hand 5 times. I mean, that you're not going to get a hand type thing. But with regards to red, white, and blue racing, you could do laps led. Your first of all, it's like start start of the race stats, end of race stats, who led the most laps type thing. You could even do, since they use pedal to the metal, like where the pedal to the metals happened, which one, how many were in the train type thing, how many cars passed, all sorts of stats you could keep with that. History Maker Golf, a lot of stats that you can keep with that. Not only winners and what place in that, but how many holes they led, that type of thing. Uh, you're not going to have too much be able to do a oh, he used his 8 iron 15 on 15 out of 18 holes type thing. You're not going to be able to do club selection too much, but you will be able. There are some stats you uh, can keep and can't keep, and to me it's like, well, what stats can you track and which ones can't you, and would you want to type thing. You can make it tedious, like Dave said. Who won the face-offs and stuff like that. Um, with you know with soccer and hockey, it's like who was on the attack the most type thing, and you kind of get that, I guess, a little bit with the shots on goal type thing. Uh, that's kind of get that. Another thing would be the idea of time of possession, you know, and that's always good to know for like your football games, maybe. But yeah, it's just kind of what stats can you. It just got me thinking of what stats can you record, and which ones can't you record. Um, uh, some of them are due to, I guess, the limitation of the game. Baseball, you're never going to get a pitch by pitch. Oh, there were 8 balls and 15 strikes type thing. You're not going to get that too much, but you will be able to record the outcomes of those pitches and at bats and stuff like that. But it's just something I thought I'd throw out there and share. It's like, well, um, and I'm posing this question to Dave. Well, what stats can you track? Which ones can't you track? Uh, which ones are like going over the? Is there such a thing as what stats go over the need for having made stats for type thing? Just something I wanted to was pondering and thought I'd share it with you. And that does it for this one, guys. This one's a wrap. You take care. You have a good afternoon.